With wishes for a very happy Republic Day, I Aishwarya welcome you all to this edition of Breakfast News. Let us start the news bulletin with the top headlines. Vibrant parade from Rajpath to Red Fort on 70th Republic Day to begin in a short while. For the first time, 4 members of Subhash Chandra Bose's INA to take part. President of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, to be the guest of honor. Multi-layered security for the parade. Over 25,000 security personnel deployed. Mobile hit teams, anti-aircraft guns and sharpshooters keep an eye on the route. Traffic restrictions to stay in effect till noon. President Ramnath Kovind addresses nation, urges first-time voters to exercise franchise in the Lok Sabha polls. Asserts India is at the doorstep of eliminating extreme poverty for the first time. Nation's highest civilian award, Bharat Ratna, conferred on former President Pranab Mukherjee, social activist Nanaji Deshmukh and musician Bhupen Hazarika. Deshmukh and Hazarika conferred award posthumously. India's highest civilian honours announced 4 Padma Vibhushan, 14 Padma Bhushan, 94 Padma Shri awards to be presented to 112 personalities, including folk artist Tejan Bai, late actor Kader Khan and cricketer Gautam Gambhir. India celebrates its 70th Republic Day today, and the nation will kick off the celebrations with a vibrant and spectacular parade from Rajpath to Red Fort in a short while from now. The ceremony will commence with Prime Minister Modi leading the nation in paying homage to the martyrs by laying a wreath at the Amar Jawan Jyoti. This year, 58 tribal guests from various parts of the country, 22 tableaux of states and central government departments and performance by school children will be part of the 90-minute parade. This year's parade will also witness a series of firsts, including all-men contingent led by Lady Officer and all-women Assam Rifles contingent in the lead and a woman officer performing bike stunts on Rajpath as part of an iconic daredevil team. In another first, 4 personnel aged between 97 and 100 years who were members of the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's Indian National Army will also participate in the parade. The parade will start at 9:50 a.m. from Vijay Chowk and pass through Rajpath, Tilak Marg, Bahadur Shah Zafar Marg, Netaji Subhash Marg and proceed for the Red Fort. The guest of honor at this year's parade is South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, who is accompanied by the First Lady, a high-level delegation including 9 ministers, senior officials and a 50-member business contingent as well. And security has been beefed up in the national capital today. Around 25,000 security personnel have been deployed at strategic locations in central Delhi in a multi-layer security arrangement. Women commandos, mobile hit teams, anti-aircraft guns and sharpshooters have been deployed at strategic locations to keep a tight vigil on the 8-kilometer-long Republic Day parade route from Rajpath to the Red Fort. 36 women commandos of Delhi Police's SWAT unit are also part of the security deployment. CCTV cameras and face recognition cameras have also been installed. Delhi Police's Parakram vans manned by NSG-trained commandos are patrolling strategic locations to ensure that security is not jeopardized. Meanwhile, traffic restrictions are also in place for the smooth conduct of the Republic Day parade between Vijay Chowk and Red Fort grounds. The traffic police has deployed 3,000 personnel to manage route diversions and ensure a safe and secure passage for the visiting dignitaries. No vehicle is allowed on Rajpath, Tilak Marg, Bahadur Shah Zafar Marg and Subhash Marg from Vijay Chowk to India Gate till the parade is over. And as a precautionary measure, there will be no boarding and deboarding at the Central Secretariat and Udyog Bhavan metro stations from 5 in the morning to 12 noon and between 8:45 am and 12 pm at Lok Kalyan Marg and Patel Chowk metro stations. President Ramnath Kovind addressed the nation on the eve of the 70th Republic Day on Friday. The president began the speech by conveying his heartfelt wishes to the people and said that the day was an opportunity to remember the ideals of democracy. He said all citizens of the country have the opportunity to place their faith in the ideals of freedom, equality and brotherhood. The president added that all citizens have an equal right to the resources of the nation, irrespective of what community and the region they belong to. Highlighting the significance of next Lok Sabha polls, the president said that an election is not just a political exercise, but a collective call to wisdom and action. He urged the first-time voters to exercise their franchise in the upcoming Lok Sabha polls.
This year, the people of India, each one of us, have another responsibility of voting in the general election and electing the 17th Lok Sabha. The ideas and idealism of our democracy will come into full force. Once more, as we do every 5 years, voters will deliver their verdict and write their destiny. This year's election will be the first when voters born in the 21st century will contribute to electing a new Lok Sabha. An election is not just a political exercise. An election is a collective call to wisdom and a collective call to action.
And President Kovind also said that India is at the doorstep of eliminating extreme poverty for the first time in memory.
India is at the doorstep of eliminating extreme poverty for the first time in memory. A program of universal and equitable health care has begun to be rolled out. Affordable medicines and medical devices and implants are becoming a reality for more and more sections of our people. A greater number of Indians than ever previously have access to proper housing with modern sanitation and electricity. Connectivity in the form of ports and inland waterways, upgraded railways and new metro services, national highways and rural roads, cost-effective air services to the interiors of India, and of course, the surge in mobile phones and data access is bringing us together as never before. India has been united and integrated. Now it is being networked. Leapfrogging technologies and leapfrogging enlightenment are empowering our farmers and equipping our soldiers. They are enabling our traditionally deprived fellow citizens and educating our daughters and our sons. They are exciting the entrepreneurial energies and the infectious startup culture that has made our younger generation and our India the focus of world attention and admiration.
And President also asserted that India belongs to every group, community, religion, identity and individual, as pluralism is its greatest strength and example to the world.
This country belongs to each of us and to all of us, every group and every community, every region and every identity. It belongs to every citizen and every individual. India's pluralism is its greatest strength and its greatest example to the world. The Indian model rests on a tripod of diversity, democracy, and development. We cannot choose one above the other. We must have all three, and we will have all three.
And the President added that the best indicator of social change in India is change towards gender equality and providing equal opportunity to women.
The best indicator of social change in India is change towards gender equity and towards providing equal opportunities under conditions of equality to every girl child and every woman. In my experience, when given the chance, our daughters tend to not just equal but outperform our sons in the classroom. Young women in our country are moving ahead in every field, from academics to the creative arts, from sports to the armed forces. There is no stopping and no hesitation in this process. It is the route to India's future.
The President said that our nation has come a long way, but we have to go further. We have a set new norms of goals and achievements.
Our republic has come a long way, and we must appreciate how far successive generations have brought us. Equally, we must appreciate that our voice is far from complete. There are still waters to cover, still gaps to fill, and still tears to wipe. We have to recalibrate our yardstick of achievement and success, from quantity to quality, from a literate society to a knowledge society, from a nation that has room for all segments and all communities to a family that invokes, encourages, and celebrates the uniqueness and potential in each person, each daughter, and each son.
And Bharatiya Jansangh leader late Nanaji Deshmukh, legendary singer Bhupen Hazarika and former President Pranab Mukherjee have been conferred the country's highest civilian award, Bharat Ratna. Nanaji Deshmukh and Bhupen Hazarika have been conferred the award posthumously. In a Twitter message, Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed Nanaji Deshmukh's stellar contribution towards rural development. He said that the late social activist showed the way for a new paradigm of empowering those living in our villages. The Prime Minister added that Nanaji Deshmukh personifies humility, compassion and service to the downtrodden. Deshmukh was one of the founder members of the Bharatiya Jansangh and remained associated with the RSS from 1928 till his death in 2010. He is also known for starting a chain of RSS-inspired schools throughout India. And in another message, the Prime Minister expressed happiness with the Bharat Ratna being conferred on Bhupen Hazarika. He wrote, and I quote him now, "The songs and music of Bhupen Hazarika are admired by people across generations. From them radiates the message of justice, harmony and brotherhood. He popularized India's musical traditions globally." Legendary cultural icon, Hazarika was a playback singer, lyricist, musician, singer, poet and filmmaker from Assam. The Prime Minister was also delighted with former President Pranab Mukherjee being bestowed with the highest civilian honor. He wrote on Twitter, and I quote, "Pranab Da is an outstanding statesman of our times. He has served the nation selflessly and tirelessly for decades, leaving a strong imprint on the nation's growth trajectory. His wisdom and intellect have few parallels," unquote. And reacting to the Bharat Ratna Awards, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu congratulated former President Pranab Mukherjee. In a tweet, he said he called, in fact, Mukherjee a statesman whose contribution to nation building is unparalleled. The Vice President called Bhupen Hazarika India's greatest cultural communicator who united the country with his soulful music and songs. And calling Nanaji Deshmukh a great visionary and a social reformer, the Vice President in his tweet said that Nanaji worked relentlessly to improve the downtrodden and his work continues to be a source of inspiration for all. And the Congress has welcomed the decision to confer the Bharat Ratna on former President Pranab Mukherjee. Congress President Rahul Gandhi congratulated the former president. In a tweet, he said that Mukherjee was one of our own who was being recognized and honored for his immense contribution to public service and nation building. Gandhi also expressed happiness for Bharat Ratna being conferred on Jansangh leader Nanaji Deshmukh and singer Bhupen Hazarika. Expressing gratitude, the former president in a tweet said that he accepts the great honor with a deep sense of humility and gratitude. Pranab Mukherjee also thanked the citizens of the country for the love and support that he has received as a public servant. And late actor Kader Khan, cricketer Gautam Gambhir, senior advocate H.S. Pulka, scientist Naumbi Narayanan, late journalist Kuldeep Nair, mountaineer Bachindra Pal and southern actor Mohan Lal are among the 112 personalities who've been selected for the Padma Awards announced last evening ahead of 70th Republic Day celebrations. Of the 112 recipients, 21 are women and 11 foreigners or NRIs. 3 posthumous awardees and 1 transgender person. One of the highest civilian awards of the country, Padma Awards, are conferred in 3 categories, namely Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri. The Padma Vibhushan is awarded for exceptional and distinguished service, Padma Bhushan for distinguished service of high order and Padma Shri for distinguished service in any field. The awards are given in various disciplines of activities, art, social work, public affairs, science and engineering, trade and industry, medicine, literature, education, sports and civil service. Folk artists Tijan Vai, Djibouti's president Ismail Omar Gule, entrepreneur Anil Kumar Naik and writer Balwant Pulandre will receive the Padma Vibhushan, India's second highest civilian honor, from President Ramnath Kovind at the Rashtrapati Bhavan around March. Kuldeep Nair and Naumbi Narayanan are among the 14 names that have been picked up for the Padma Bhushan award. The list of 94 Padma Shri awardees feature actor Manoj Bajpayee, footballer Sunil Chetri, choreographer director Prabhu Dev, singer Shankar Mahadevan and freestyle wrestler Bajrang Punia. Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted, "Congratulations to all those who have been conferred the Padma Awards. India is proud of each and every awardee for the rich contributions towards various fields. They have made our nation and world a better place." In Breakfast News, time for a very short break here. We'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
Art arisen from a multi-hued cultural canvas. Tradition and cultural fervour dating back centuries. And encircling them all, there's a magic that awes. Embrace your nation's brilliant human warmth. Watch Colours of India, Sundays at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back after the break. Let's now get you some other news. The Supreme Court constituted a new 5-judge constitution bench on Friday to hear the Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid land title dispute scheduled for 29th of January. The bench was reconstituted as Justice U.U. Lalit, who was a member of the original bench, recused himself on 10th of January. The new bench comprises of Chief Justice of India Ranjan Gogoi and Justices S.A. Bobde, D.Y. Chandrachud, Ashok Bhushan and S.A. Nazir. Justices Bhushan and Nazir are new members in the bench. Arun Jaitley, the Union Minister, has welcomed the Supreme Court's decision to uphold the validity of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code and stressed that bank defaulters cannot get away for long. In a tweet, Arun Jaitley said that the upholding of the provisions that bar the defaulting promoters from bidding is both ethical and proper. Otherwise, the defaulter will continue to manage the company with only the banks taking a haircut. In a decision on Friday, the top court had upheld the validity of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code in its entirety, disposing a batch of pleas filed by companies challenging various provisions of the IBC after observing that the objectives of the law were fulfilled by its provisions. On to some other news now. India and South Africa on Friday announced the 3-year strategic program to expand ties in several key areas such as defense, maritime security and trade and investment. Akhilesh Suman brings us this report.
India and South Africa have pledged to deepen strategic cooperation and also signed a 3-year program to boost cooperation. This after talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and South African President Cyril Ramaphosa in New Delhi on Friday.
हमने अपने संबंधों के सभी आयामों की समीक्षा की। हमारे बीच व्यापार एवं निवेश के संबंध और अधिक प्रगाढ़ हो रहे हैं। हमारा द्विपक्षीय व्यापार $10 बिलियन से भी अधिक है। इस वर्ष वाइब्रेंट गुजरात में दक्षिण अफ्रीका पार्टनर कंट्री के रूप में हिस्सा लिया और दक्षिण अफ्रीका में निवेश बढ़ाने के राष्ट्रपति रामाफोसा के प्रयासों में भारतीय कंपनियां बढ़ चढ़ करके हिस्सा ले रही हैं।
South African President Ramaphosa said that the 3-year strategic program of cooperation is aimed at deepening the bilateral engagement between the two countries and that it assures a result-oriented partnership that will benefit people living in both countries. He added that his country prioritizes economic ties with India. India is South Africa's second largest trading partner.
India is now South Africa's second largest trading partner. We want to extend this relationship to higher levels. There are a number of areas of future cooperation between our two countries. And some of the areas where we want to extend cooperation is in the agro-processing area or sector. It is also in defense procurement, mining equipment, and technology and cooperation, also in the financial services sector.
South African President called upon President Kovind. Both countries have shown strong cooperation and coordination at several international fora, including the BRICS, G20, IORA and the United Nations Security Council. South Africa is currently one of the 10 non-permanent members of the UNSC.
India and South Africa indeed enjoy a very close political, emotional and economic relationship. But this is a new era and both want to consolidate their relationship in such a way that people of both the countries can take advantage of it, and also political clout of both countries should increase so that peace and stability in the world can be established. Akhilesh Suman for Rajya Sabha Television with camera person D.K. Pandey in Delhi.
Sports news now. The second one-day international of the 5-match series between India and New Zealand is underway at Bay Oval. After winning the toss, the men in blue have elected to bat first. Opener Rohit Sharma and Shikhar Dhawan gave a decent start to the Indian side. Both the openers are at the crease. Remember, India is leading the 5-match series 1-0, having won the first ODI in Napier by 8 wickets. And in the world of badminton, ace Indian shuttler Saina Nehwal entered the semi-finals of the ongoing Indonesian Masters badminton tournament. Saina Nehwal defeated her Thai rival Porna Piwi Chochung Wong 21-7, 21-18 in the women's singles quarterfinals match. She will next face six-seeded He Bingjiao of China today in her semi-final bout. And in the other women's singles, the Olympic silver medalist PV Sindhu crashed out of the tournament after losing to Rio Olympics gold medalist Carolina Marin of Spain. While in the men's singles, Kidambi Srikanth also made an exit from the tournament after losing his quarter-final match to Jonathan Christie of Indonesia. And now news from the Australian Open, where top seed Novak Djokovic will take on second seed Rafael Nadal in the men's singles final on Sunday. Djokovic defeated Lucas Paul of France 6-0, 6-2, 6-2 in straight sets to cruise into the final. And earlier, Rafael Nadal of Spain ended Greek youngster Stefanos Tsitsipas' captivating run to reach his fifth Australian Open final. Nadal defeated the 14th seed 6-2, 6-4, 6-0. Meanwhile, in the women's singles, Petra Kvitova from Czech Republic will take on Naomi Osaka from Japan. In the women's singles, Grand Slam final today. And big international news just coming in. Donald Trump has signed a bill to temporarily end the longest ever partial shutdown of the US government. The bill temporarily opens the federal government for 3 weeks, ending the longest shutdown in US history at 35 days. The White House says that Donald Trump signed the measure after both the Senate and House passed it on Friday. And while the US president has backed down from his demand that Congress provide more funds for the construction of the Mexican border wall, he warned that the government could shut down again if a fair deal from Congress is not achieved.
I think we have a chance, yeah. I think we have a good chance. We're going to work with the Democrats, we're going to see. And if we can't do that, then we'll do, obviously, we're going to do the emergency, because that's what it is. It's a national emergency. These are Hispanic pastors and reverends and ministers, and they understand better than anybody. It's an emergency. It's a humanitarian emergency.
Absolutely.
And we are going to take care of our border. It's going to be done. And crime is going to go down throughout our whole country, not just at the border. And the border is the least of it. It's what comes in through the border and permeates throughout the whole country. And you're going to see drugs drop way down because a big percentage come in through the border. You will see drugs way down. You're going to see crime go way down. So we're going to do it, and we're doing well. And I really appreciate your being here.
And with that, we wrap up this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching and wishing you all a very happy Republic Day. Have a great day ahead.